What up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV. Here again with another video. So, a couple of things. I know some people didn't like my take on the chick with the, I don't even want to say it, but that one female from Tennessee, wherever she's from, that got famous because she said something totally stupid, and now she's hanging out with Shaq on Sunday. I guess she now has TikTok followers out the roof, moved to California and all this other stuff. I know some people didn't like that, my take on that, but you know what? It is what it is. It's a bunch of deviancy going on that needs to be called out. People hate the truth, but it is what it is. So, in this video, as I promised yesterday, for anybody who saw the video I did yesterday on Jordan averaging over 35 points in today's league, I don't like getting into YouTube beefs really at all, or any YouTube drama. I don't. Some of you might be familiar with some drama I was involved with, and at the end of last year that was really came out of nowhere, but it's been since squabbled. I'm not going to mention that YouTuber's name. I don't think he's even on YouTube anymore. But yesterday, right? I think it was yesterday. It could have been the day before. Dreamers Pro came out with a video. I think it was yesterday. One of his reasons why he took LeBron out of his top 5 out of all time is due to because this whole LeBron James thing, him being drafted undeservingly to the Lakers as a second-round draft pick, and all this other stuff that's going on behind the scenes is the reason why Dreamers Pro has taken LeBron James out of his top 5, built a whole channel on it, and everything else in between. He's been called out. But shout out to this YouTuber. I actually heard of him a couple months ago, but I lost track of him. But shout out to Jordan versus LeBron, his channel over there. But he had to call some of what Dreamers Pro said out. How can you have LeBron out your top 5 because he drafted his son and all this hoopla behind it? On this channel, I never had LeBron in my top 5. Never will be. At one point in time, for some weird reason, I had him in top 10, but no, he's no longer in the top 10. And I say all this to say this. There is no player today in this league playing, dribbling the ball in this league that's in top 10. Nope. Definitely not LeBron. It's not KD. It's not Jokic. Definitely not Luka. It's not Steph. Nobody. The last person that qualified to be in the top 10, the last 2 people, in my opinion, to qualify in the top 10 of all time NBA lists, retired back in 2016. And that will be Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant. I don't think any of these players, at least the top ones now, who knows? But I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't think any player today is ever going to crack into the top 10. Ever. In order to be in the top 10, you have to really be something. Almost like a myth. This league right now is way too easy. In a sense. You put all these players that are playing right now in the league 20, 30 years ago, I wonder how they would do with those rules. It's one of the reasons why they can't be, and it never will be. I don't know why people will put LeBron over Larry Bird. Larry Bird was a dog. I don't care how athletic LeBron is. I don't care how many rings LeBron has. He has one more than Larry Bird. And some people don't even count that last one. So technically he has three. And Larry Bird had a super team. Yeah, but that team was mostly drafted. And somewhat some of it was acquired through Boston. There's no way. There's no way in the world I'm putting LeBron over Larry Bird. I wouldn't even put him over. No, he's not even over Dr. Dre. Nope. I said Dr. Dre. Dr. J. Sorry, Dr. J. I don't know why I be for my whole entirety of my whole life. I be talking about Julius Erving, and I'll say Dr. Dre without even noticing it. Or when I'm talking about Dr. Dre, I say J. It's weird, but Dr. J, Julius Erving, I put him before LeBron. Put him. None of these dudes. I already know how the LeBron stands going to feel. It's whatever. Curry fans, your boy's not in the top 10. Nope. Top 10 point guards, maybe. Yes. Yes. Steph is probably the top 10 point guard list. Position-wise. Yes. But yeah, in my opinion, do I think he's the number one point guard ever to play the game of basketball? Hell to the no. That spot will never be taken. As of now, it'll never be taken. That spot is officially for Magic Johnson. It's for Magic Johnson. And I think a better point guard than Steph is Oscar Robertson. If we talk about pure point guard position, Steph is a shooting guard and a point guard height. That's what he is. I don't even think Steph has led in assists per game and at any time in his career. So no. I know some people ain't gonna be happy about it, but what I just said. But none of these dudes, LeBron, I think it's getting worse for him every day. That's why I say he should retire. Save your name, but he think he's saving his name, but he's not really. He's making his name worse each year he plays. He's starting to fall out of the top 20 for me. Steph, he might be there. KD, somewhere in the top 50. It's just for these three, mainly these three, because some people think these three are top 10 or top 20. But these three just did too many shucking and jiving when it comes to teams. All three of them been on multiple super teams. Steph's really been on one. But KD and LeBron, they move super teams like we move chairs that are in the way. Or when we get up from a chair, I should say. It's just too much. It's just too much. You know? That tells me they don't have the mindset to dig deep, find ways to win with what they have. And then it's funny when what they have is actually too much. When I mean too much, being on super teams, they find a way to still fail. I think one of the reasons why super teams fail because there's not enough. It's too many chiefs, not enough Indians. You know what I mean? There's too many cooks in the kitchen. That's one of the reasons why these super teams always fail. Tend to fail sometimes. I think you need one superstar, maybe all-star / superstar is your second option, and then a bunch of good role players. That's all Jordan had for his entirety of his career. Hakeem was even worse. And when I mean worse, he did have a Clyde Drexler, but Clyde Drexler wasn't the same Clyde Drexler 3 years before as he was in the 80s. But outside of Clyde, Hakeem had a bunch of good role players, and Robert Ory, Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith. You know, same thing with the Spurs. I know some people want to fix their lips and say the Spurs were a super team, but not really. Y'all never, some of these people never considered Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili to be top 10 players. I think Tony Parker is an underrated point guard. I think Manu Ginobili is an underrated shooting guard, underrated sixth man. But they came in there and did what they needed to do. That's why they won 5 rings. Or 4. For some. They probably could have won more. They didn't run into all these Laker teams. Shoot. Tim Duncan should have 6 rings. You think about it. If it wasn't for Popovich overcoaching and taking them out in that game 6 in 2013, and let Ray Allen shoot that shot, they have 6 rings. So, anyways, my criteria for top 10, you just have to win, of course, be somewhat leading in statistics, multiple awards, and you just have to, I want to say didn't have a super team, but I also look at what the team you had as well. And how the team was created too. Most of the people in the top 10, their teams were created by drafting and just happenstance. When I mean, ooh, sign this person. This might work. And they end up working out. Not building a whole bunch of all-stars, putting a whole bunch of all-stars on there who can, I guess, lead a team themselves. And ain't getting Anthony Davis and all these people on your team. It's not getting forming a team in Miami with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, or it's not you having actually a decent team, but you end up choking because you are turnover prone yourself, you weak-minded, putting on the blame on your second option, and then deciding to jump and ship to the same team that beat you the year before. Corny ass. I think it's the anniversary, 8th year anniversary of that KD's move. Today, I think it is. That was such a corny move. I don't know whose move was cornier. LeBron going to the Lakers or KD going to the Warriors. Both of them was foolishness. Looking back at it. And KD still can't win. I do say this. KD had Kobe's mindset. Or Jordan's mindset. He never left OKC. Probably would have won there already. But here he is in Rumorville talking about possibly being traded to the Houston Rockets. It's like, dude. And at some point in time, you gotta realize, your mortality in the NBA is waning. You're not the first option anymore. And the style of basketball, your style of basketball might have to change. Some of these dudes need to realize that. Paul George himself, he's still another $216 million for the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. But what are you going to do to change your game? What are you going to do to help give you a ring, your first ring? And I bet it'll be nothing. It'll be the same thing as it was in LA. Brick City. Him and Embiid will be hurt 20 games before, within the season starting. But anyways, rant is over. Once again, I feel like I got too besides myself. There ain't no top 10 player in the league today. The last two retired almost 8 years ago now. I do think Kobe's top 10. I don't know about top 5. I do think he's top 10. I think Tim Duncan is top 10. I think he's way underrated. But anyways. Oh yeah. Shout out to Jordan versus LeBron. Shout out to that channel as well.